Hello everybody, today we're going to go over 8 of the most common mistakes that photographers make when they're starting. Number 1, you're probably still shooting automatic, and a lot of people surprisingly don't even know that there's a manual mode or anything other than auto. There's a dial, usually it's a dial, and you turn it onto an M. That means manual, and you have to learn all of these settings. I do have a video on the main settings, so I'll leave that down below. That leads me to number 2. You should know your settings, because if you're shooting auto or manual, you should know what you can do with your settings to make it look the way you want. Number 3. One of the most important things that people miss all the time is setting your white balance. Right now, the wall behind me is white. You just see it's pretty white. If I didn't check the white balance, that wall could look a little too blue or too yellow, and so the white balance is off. So if you don't know how to set white balance, just check out my video on how to do that. White balance is basically a setting with temperatures. So if your room is too cold or too blue, then you bring it up and it becomes more yellow, vice versa. Number 4, you're probably still shooting in JPEG if you've just started, and that's okay. But you do need to eventually understand the difference between JPEG and RAW. RAW has way more information, and when you're editing on high-end things like Photoshop or other programs like that, you're going to need more information so that you can dig in and edit. So RAW is going to give you that. Your focus might be off because you're using auto or manual in times where you're supposed to use the other, right? So if you're on autofocus, the camera is going to detect what is nearest or biggest, and it's going to focus on that one thing. Maybe in the shot you're taking, you don't want it to focus on the major thing. You want it to focus on something off to the side. You might want to use manual focus. Number 6, cropping in frame. Oh my god, I can't tell you how many times I hated myself once I got home and started editing because I would cut people's fingers or their tip of their head off or toes. Always leave some room when you're taking a picture outside of what you want. Don't crop so much. Number 8 is going to be lighting. Do not use the flash on your camera. It is horrible. I don't know why it exists. If you're doing family reunion type thing, it doesn't matter. But if you're going more pro, you're going to want some kind of external lighting. So this is a strobe light. You can also go with something like an external flash or even an LED panel, but do not use the flash. Now the last mistake I'm going to talk about, I cannot stress enough how important it is for you to back up your things at least in one location. And I don't mean your computer, because if your computer crashes or if you lose the file or if there's too much information on your computer, you can't work. So what I use are these portable external hard drives. They run for about $200 a piece, and they each have 2 terabytes. They have different ones, but these are 2 terabytes. I also have this one that is for my desktop, so I do not move it. It connects to the wall and to the computer, and I usually upload all of my pictures once a month in here, but at least I have them in the smaller ones. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and these came in handy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!